All right. I say, all right, all right. What's happening, good people? Welcome, man. Welcome to what I like to call the knee-jerk reaction show, where I give my quick thoughts, my quick knee-jerk reaction to the Steelers' last contest. Let me turn up the microphone a little bit. In which case, this last contest was against the Green Bay Packers. And there's a comment here. In the chat that I want to not forget. So I'm going to put my cursor on it. And I'm going to start off with their comment, and I'm going to come back to it. But let me just take a look, guys. The game is over, but let me just make sure it's officially over. Yeah, it looks like it's just about done. And the Steelers will lose this game 35-25. But what's happening, guys? Hope everybody is well. Hope you guys are doing okay. Yeah, this is going to be very quick. That's what I aim to do now with the knee-jerk reaction show, is to just be very quick and give, like I said, my knee-jerk reaction to it. Do see we have a few people in here already, so let's get started. So here's what I wanted to say. Let's say shout-outs to, who is this? Michael Lee 5053. I'm going to read his comment, and then I'm going to give my commentary on his comment a bit later in the show. But he says, it's not even Tomlin anymore. I think Pittsburgh needs a culture reset badly, and he puts badly in bold letters. I really like that comment. I will explain to you guys why I like the comment and what he's saying, and I'm going to even explain to you guys a conclusion that I'm coming to as well. You guys have heard me say a little bit of this before, but I'm going to say it near the end of the show because I want as many people in here as possible before I say it. But listen, another one of those games, man, where it's the defense let us down. This was not an explosion on offense, not by any stretch. It was not. It was not. And yet somehow the Steelers still found a way to put 25 points on the board. Now, granted, the last touchdown was kind of a give me. You know what I'm saying? A lot of teams go into the, let's back off a little bit when you're trying to kill the clock. But either way, Steelers are able to produce 25 points. Good to see from Roman Wilson. Solid catch right there, even though, the ball did get worked out. It was a catch. So good to see Roman Wilson making plays. Roman Wilson had the big catch early in the game as well. But needless to say, guys, okay, some of you guys are going to say, oh, the offense didn't do nothing. This is where I beg to differ. Yes, it wasn't a explosion offensively, but I want to remind everybody the Steelers were winning this ball game 16-7 at halftime. 16-7 at halftime. That's what not playing so great offensively. The reason why I'm not going to go so crazy offensively until I study the tape to see what really happened, it was obvious to me is we could not pass block. It was obvious to me that the Packers were getting a lot of pressure on Aaron Rodgers, was speeding that clock up a little bit. You got to applaud the Packers. We all know the Packers coming into this game, they were a good team. We all know the Packers have a good quarterback, a solid group of young receivers. They got two capable running backs. They have a solid defense. And this is the reason why I said the Steelers failed the test. And I'm going to explain to you what I mean by failed the test. So it's not that much of a surprise that the Steelers didn't have an outstanding or over-the-top offensive performance. I always, for one, respect the opponent. The Packers are a good team. But here's the problem. Defensively, it's the same old, guys. Okay, we stopped the run early in the game, okay? We did. But then we started allowing a couple chunks to happen here and there. And I don't think they killed us in the run. So hold on, let me pull it up. Let me get the stats. Hold on, guys. Give me 2 seconds. Because I like to be fair, and I'm going to speed this thing up, man, so I can get up out of here. Let's see. Let's get to the scores, and I'm going to get to the stats really quick. So I'm going to give you guys an overarching. Where is it? Come on. Why are you going so slow? I hate this website, man. I hate NFL Network. NFL's website. I just gets on my nerves at times. All right, the Green Bay Packers. 94 yards on the ground, but a lot of that was late, right? So the kid Wilson actually ended up rushing better than Jacobs. So again, once we start having to protect the pass, so to speak, they started running the ball, but still they did not get 100 yards, right? So the reason why I'm saying that is they didn't kill us. The longest run of the night was 15 yards. They just were able to chunk it, right? Wilson was 11 for 61, 5.5 a carry. That's not good. You don't want to give that type of average. Jacobs was 13 of 33. 13 for 33, 2.5. Not too bad. A long of 6 yards. So the Steelers were stopping the run early, but then it started going in the second half once we were unable to stop the pass. Jordan Love, 29 of 37, 360 yards. 78% completions. An average of almost 10 yards, 3 touchdowns, a passer rating of 134.2. It's the secondary. We've seen it now 2 weeks in a row. And I know some people are going to say, oh, you know what happened to Watt? What happened to Highsmith? What happened to guys like Herbig? For one, Jordan Love was getting rid of the ball fairly quick. There were some times when we was getting a little bit of pressure on him. And remember, if you really pay attention to what was happening in that game, there were some unbelievable throws that Jordan Love was making while being pressured. Off-platform throws, off of his back foot. You got to give him credit. He is a solid quarterback. But you know another reason why he was able to complete so many passes? The Steelers playing that stupid soft off coverage. There were some times on third down we played man and did all right. Got off the field even sometimes. But we reverted back to playing that same soft defense. Where did they kill us a lot? On the outside, when we were backed off 10 yards, or hit us inside when nobody was up on them. I don't understand it, guys. Let me grab the Wonder Bread. Round of applause, man, to James Webb. I appreciate that, brother. He said, speaking of Jordan Love, the man threw it up off his back foot and we can't track the ball. As fans, we should have no more excuses. We give up over 100 yards to a receiver every week. Yeah, this is bad, man. This is bad. We gave the tight end, 130-something yards? The last stat I saw, he was when they was announcing National Tight Ends Day, and he looked like he had the best of the tight ends. At that time, it was 7 catches for 134 yards. It's ridiculous, guys. The middle of the field. And again, I really believe it's because we are off in soft coverage so often. It's easy to catch and run in those situations. I watched the film. I've seen the film in all of these games. I apologize for you guys who are channel members. My time got crazy this past week, but I will get you guys some footage. Maybe we'll look at this one instead of going back to Cincinnati. But you guys got to see what I'm seeing. We're allowing guys to just run free. The secondary, and I'm going to go from linebackers on back. Guys who are in coverage, part of it is them, and part of them is what we're running. And that's what we saw tonight. Like I said, I'm not going to give an excuse to the offense, but I will say we were playing a really good defense with a good pass rush and an elite pass rusher. And we gave up some sacks, and we gave up a lot of pressure. It happens. But the reason why I say we failed the test, because look at what happens when we play a nice, pretty good team. This is the result. Did y'all see that schedule when they threw it up? All of the teams that we got. Did y'all see the next 4 opponents? Now, I know some people might be like, no, we ain't going to lose to Cincinnati again. All I'm saying is, did you see that run of opponents? The next 4 weeks. This is going to be very interesting, guys. Only saving grace that the Steelers have right now is the Steelers are leading their division by default. Yes, we earned those 4 wins, but the other teams in the division, they're just not that good. And one of them already beat us. One of them are already 2-0 in the division. Picture that. In Cincinnati. All Cincinnati got to do is start to catch on and win a few games. They're right there. Now, we all play the same schedule, so they're going to have to play these tough opponents as well. But shout outs to my guy Sim Gaming Network for the Wonder Bread. He's laughing. He is a Packers fan. We'll let you have this one. Eric Rivera, shout out to you as well. Let me give a round of applause to both of you brothers. Eric says Calvin Austin is not a number 2 receiver, and DK penalty took a lot. Man, let me tell y'all something. You know, a lot of times, I know we all have our opinions about who is and who ain't. I'm not going to get into that, man. If you guys feel like Calvin isn't that, I mean, I don't know what some of you guys are looking for in a number 2 receiver to debate it. But I will say, penalties tonight, stupid ones, man. That DK Metcalf penalty. Listen, am I going to say that cost us the game? No. But that was after Jaylen Warren got it to third and very short. We potentially convert that first down, and maybe we go down and score and make it a more competitive game with more time on the clock. I don't know. But you can't do stuff like that. And again, when guys do these penalty things, that is them. People always want to blame coaches for that. That is them. That's personal decisions. You're letting your emotions run high. Listen, I love DK Metcalf, but when you're wrong, you're wrong. Nick Herbig, same thing. I love Nick Herbig, but when you're wrong, you're wrong. Too many of these stupid penalties. Even TJ Watt got a face mask penalty on a pass rush. Come on, man. We can't allow these things to happen. Too many penalties, and absolutely too many penalties that were personal fouls. And they call them personal for a reason. Again, I can't blame the head coach for that. I'm about to blame the head coach for something else. Stay tuned in just a few minutes. What else we got? I think we got another one. CT Pittman, round of applause to you, my brother. Yes, yes. Yeah. You are correct. He says Slay is cooked. The poor effort tackle on that screen pass TD was my final straw with him. Yeah, man. And I said it Tuesday, guys, and I've been trying to hold off, but the secondary is cooked, man. I'm going to just be honest with you. As far as the cornerback position, Joy Porter Jr. is still getting penalties, man. He got another one tonight. Now, I think it was just one, but again. And here's another thing where I'm about to get on the coaches in a second. Some of it is the way they're lined up. I'm going to just be honest with you. Also, I'm going to stop the music real quick. Real quick. I got to give a moment of silence to my brother, Deshaun Elliott. All right, we're back. Didn't look good, guys. Couldn't put any weight on it. And Deshaun Elliott has been a force in that secondary for us. And I told my wife, man, as we were watching that, if you notice, even when he was on the cart, that left leg, you saw the scar there where he's had surgery on the left knee. And if this thing ends up being what it could possibly be, what it kind of looked like, at his age, he's not old, but at this stage of your career, you've been in the game 7-8 years. I might contemplate retirement if I was him, man. I ain't gonna lie. And I know that's a tough thing to say, and I know some of you guys are gonna say, "Oh, you can't go out like that," but I might contemplate it, man. Yeah, I might contemplate it, man. Quality of life sometimes, guys. I mean, listen, he's made some money. You know what I mean? Prayers up for that brother, man. Now let's get to the coaching. Listen, y'all know I speak in things that I can prove. Here's something that I cannot prove. I don't know how involved Mike Tomlin is in the defense. I know he's involved in some way, shape, or form. And the blame that I'm about to give to Mike Tomlin as well as the defensive coordinator, but I'm going to focus on Mike Tomlin, is because even if you're not that involved, this has been your team, and you, my friend, should make changes. I'm going to say something that you guys have never heard me say before. Sort of, but not to this degree. Might surprise some of y'all. It might be time, bro. It might be time. Might be time. I'm gonna get that donation in a moment. Might be time. Let me explain to you what I'm saying. And actually, I'm gonna cut the music again, man. I want y'all to hear me clearly. I don't want no distractions in the background. First of all, he's not gonna be fired. So even what I'm saying is just an acknowledgement. I think Mike Tomlin is a good coach. I've been saying that. I am a fan of Mike Tomlin. I think Mike Tomlin has been a great coach. Yes, I said great for the Steelers. But it might be time, man, for a different approach. I told y'all early on this show, let me see if I can find it. I'm going to see if I can find it, man. Hold on. I'm going to go all the way back to the top. I read somebody's comment to start the show, and I'm going to say it again. Where is it if I can find it? Hold on, guys. Where is it? Here it is. Again, shout outs to Michael Lee, 5053. He says, it's not even Tomlin anymore. I think Pittsburgh needs a culture reset badly. That's where I'm at with it. Do I dislike Mike Tomlin? No. But again, I have to give him blame because whether he calls the defense or not, which I don't think he does, you clearly see Terrell Austin calling the plays. But regardless, Mike Tomlin is a defensive guy. He made his hay as a defensive guy. So even if you're not calling, I know you're involved. And even if you're not running it, you've allowed this to happen too often. They need to change their defensive philosophy. Let me say that again. They need to change their defensive philosophy. It's just that simple. I'm not saying that he's a bad coach. Y'all know I'm not saying that because I think he is a great coach. And I think he knows more football than some of you guys that don't like him will give him credit for. But on this very thing, I would challenge Mike Tomlin and ask, why do we stick with that philosophy? Is it the players that they can't execute it? Because again, like I've said to you guys before, we've had games where we played great defensively. We've seen those games in his tenure, in this season even. We've seen it in last season and seasons before that. We've seen those games. So I'm not going to be one of them people that only complain when we lose. Because if y'all really have watched me a long time, y'all know I complain about the defense when we win. I hate the philosophy that we put on display or the philosophy that the approach that we have with our defensive philosophy. Soft zone. Y'all saw it early in this game on their first drive when they hit that play down the middle. We were in a cover 3, single high safety, and our cornerbacks off the ball, and as soon as the ball is snapped, they turn and bail. It might have been the second. Might not have been their first series. It might have been the second series. It was the one they scored on. I just don't, and maybe that was the first series. I can't remember now. I just don't understand the philosophy, man. We are always backing off in coverage. We don't play enough man coverage. And let me get on the head coach again. Yes, you heard me and Kenyon both say it could be personnel related. I'm gonna throw the music back on, man, because it kind of soothes me a little bit. Could be personnel related, but then if that's the case, stop getting this personnel that is past their prime. Yeah, you took a shot on Joey Porter Jr. Joey Porter Jr. in his third year has shown us that he can't keep his hands off of people. I like his mentality, but until, I don't even know why I'm saying his name. I said I took his name away last week. See, I forgot. Until number 24 can keep his hands off of people and just have a nice, solid game, like it ain't got to be the whole game. Just make some plays. Like that kid Valentine tonight, the other 24. Made a couple plays. Remember on that one play when Aaron Rodgers tried to hit DK Metcalf on the back shoulder and it sailed out of bounds? Did you see where homeboy was at? In his hip pocket. That's all I ask from the Steelers. Sometimes just put your balls on the table and roll the dice. Let's line up these big corners and get in the face of somebody. Press and run. Stop bailing. We bail in man and we bail in zone. We just give up the inside positioning, or we back off so far where Jordan Love could just throw a quick out route. We back off so far, we could just throw a little screen out there. Ain't nobody out there. How many times did we see that tonight where they just throw it out in the flat? Nobody there. It didn't matter if it was Slay, 24, Eccles, same philosophy. So that whole thing about personnel, big corners and all that, how often have we had number 24 and Jalen Ramsey on the outside, right? Not Ramsey in the slot. How often have we had them two guys at their size on the outside that play bump press or bump and run? I don't get it. So again, my message is to Mike Tomlin, Terrell Austin. It might be time, bro. And I mean that with everything. We appreciate the 18 years, but it's time for a new philosophy, man. And whether that means completely bringing in a defensive coordinator from the outside, then you allow him to have full autonomy, or the day is going to have to come, man, where the head coach has to change in order for mentality and philosophy to change. Again, if I'm saying that, y'all know I'm keeping it a buck by saying that. It's just going on for too long now. Let me grab some of this Wonder Bread, man. James Webb, I'm going to just throw a round of applause for everybody. So James Webb, we got C.T. Pittman, we got One North. That might be it. All right, so round of applause for all three of you gentlemen. He says, Love caught fire, but only after two lobs. Two lobs, okay. He said tight end had 145 yards after the catch. When do you ever see that? Oh, you're right, James Webb. Tackling was pretty bad tonight, too, at times. I mean, come on, man. Come on. I can't do it. C.T. Pittman says, thank goodness we got all those picks in next year's draft. We need every one of them. You absolutely correct, sir. What else y'all got? Austin will be fired this week. Don't be so sure. But I'm going to be honest with y'all. Can I be honest with y'all? Steelers don't do it often, but they did it with Matt Canada. I'm going to go out on a limb and say I would not be mad if that happened to Terrell Austin. I wouldn't be mad at all. Listen, change has to happen. And again, I don't know facts. I'm not going to be like some of you guys, I'm sure, that try to say y'all know. I don't know facts. I don't know how much Mike Tomlin has his hand in the defense. I believe he definitely does, but I don't know. But what I'm going to say is this. If Mike Tomlin is holding true to what he says and he allows his coaches to coach and yada, 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 then it's time to get somebody else in there. Or it's time for you to fully take it over. Because the same thing keeps happening. Okay? The same thing is happening. Now the secondary is just playing god awful. Pass coverage. I'm going to just say pass coverage. Everybody who's involved with it, from the inside backers to the safeties to the corners, it's been god awful. It was god awful against Cincinnati. It was god awful in other games. We just happened to win. Can't do it, man. I'm sick of it, bro. Sick of it, bro. And that's just my 2 cents, man. Let me see what else y'all got. And y'all got anything else? I'm going to read a few comments. But that's my knee-jerk reaction, man. This team, I told y'all last week, I don't trust the defense. And they failed the test tonight. The test for me tonight was, how do you look against a good Packers team? Win or lose? How do you lose? You messed around, couldn't really get any touchdowns, right? We were not good in converting touchdowns tonight. You know, Chris Boswell has to put up 3 field goals, then we finally get a touchdown. We're not good with converting touchdowns versus field goals. But we go into the half 16-7. Okay, wow, we didn't play our best game, but we got a 9-point lead. What can we do? Can we go out and just get a few more points, and can the defense hold a little? Can the defense keep them from winning? And the answer was no. And that's why I'm putting it solely on the defense. I'm being fair. I've been saying all year, man, the offense has been putting up points. The one game that they can't get as many points, I got to give credit to the defense that we're facing. But our defense fell flat on their face. That first drive that they scored on, it was too easy. We buckled down the rest of the half, and then we come out in the second half and just lay an egg. It's unacceptable, man. It's unacceptable. That's what I got. So what y'all got, man? Give me a few comments before I roll. Randy Wagner says, you're on center target. Weak defense. Very weak, man. Very weak. Jordan says, Tomlin is becoming the James Franklin of the NFL. Nah, slow down. Not that bad. I think I get what you're saying, but again, I just think maybe the time, man. The time has, you know, sometimes you need a change. You know, it just is what it is. I said Andy Reid was a phenomenal coach, man, even when he left Philly. And, you know, sometimes it's just, you know, and again, I don't know what it is. I agree with that comment earlier. It's a culture there. And I think some of that is players as well. Yeah, somebody said the ref killed us, though. Yeah, they did, man. The refs missed a couple, but we didn't lose because of referees. They clearly missed that offsides, right? But let's not forget, even on that play, the catch was dropped, so it still was going to be 4th and 3 after the penalty. So I'm not going to say that the refs caused us the game. But yeah, the refs definitely missed a few calls that should have been. Even that touchdown, not the touchdown, that long conversion to Kraft when Elliott got hurt, I thought that was a push-off. But again, we did not lose the game just because of those calls. What else we got? Who's this? Deshaun, is it Egos? 1900 says, no, we just happen to get timely turnovers. This has been a problem all season. Yes. We have not, unless I'm missing a game, but correct me if I'm wrong, we have not put on a dominant defensive performance without turnovers. Understand the difference. We haven't put together a dominant defensive output where we hold the quarterback to under 200 yards passing. And we hold the running back to less than 70 yards or so, right? Dominant efforts. Let me explain what I'm saying. Now, I can't say that this was so dominant, but I'm going to just show you the lopsidedness, right? Aaron Rodgers was only 219 yards. He had 2 touchdowns, but 219 yards ain't killing nobody through the air. Steelers rushed for 93 yards. Not half bad. But you understand what I'm saying? Jalen Warren was held to 62 yards. Gainwell was held to 31. And Aaron Rodgers was held to just 219 yards. That's what I'm saying. The Steelers have not really had games like that, minus turnovers, where we're making it a pedestrian-like game. We haven't had those. So our defense is just... Steeler card says here, no turnovers or sacks spells troubles for this defense. That's 3 weeks in a row without a turnover. Yeah. And that's not a great defense, guys. A great defense can't just be a defense that only excels with turnovers. Knight Rider says, I just think the defensive problems have been the same problems well before Austin was a DC. This is what I said. I hope you guys are listening. I'm blaming a lot on Tomlin tonight. This is what I said. This goes back to, hey, even some of them years later, years with Dick LeBeau, Keith Butler. I just think it's a philosophy. I think it's just a philosophy that the Steelers have, man, that they've been using again even before Tomlin. Right? And it's just, I don't know, man. We just don't stand in front of guys and go toe to toe. Yeah, I just don't get it. Let me see what else y'all got. The Master of Music says, Cowher had enough respect for the organization to step down when his time ran out. Okay. That's an interesting take, guys, because, listen, again, y'all will never get me to lean into things like personal stuff. Like, you know, to say that is to say that Mike Tomlin doesn't have enough respect to step down, right? And to me, that's a no-win situation, because if they were to do that, then people might look at that as being cowardly. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't get into the personal opinions about players, coaches. I let everybody have their own. I'll share mine, you share yours. But I try not to get into the person stuff. I don't know these people, right? A lot of you guys have a lot to say about Mike Tomlin, Coach Cowher, Coach Noel, the Art Rooney, the Rooney family. We don't know these people. So the person stuff, I just don't do that. I don't know these people. Nathan says Tomlin unfortunately could commit any crime. How horrible, he'd still be employed by the Rooneys or go winless for 3 years, and the NFL would still would be employed. Well, understand the point you're making there, but again, I know y'all hate to hear this. That's the NFL culture for stability in teams. Again, I'm tired of it as well, but guys, you're still talking about a guy who's never had a losing season. So I keep telling y'all, some of this is from business aspect as well. Business. Ching, 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 ching. You know, that's all I'm saying. Sometimes you guys don't think from a business standpoint. That's all I'm trying to say. So, you know, to make those type of comments, I agree with you. I understand what you're saying, but none of that matters. You notice why I never go to that stuff? It doesn't matter. I do not believe the Rooneys will fire. If anything, I've been telling y'all this for many years now. If anything, the best you can hope for, if you are tired of the Mike Tomlin approach, is wait for the contract to expire and the Rooneys don't renew it. It's the best you got. That's why I don't have those, I don't talk about that because it's pointless. It's a wasting the air. So waste of air coming out of my mouth to even, they're not going to do that. So, but yeah, man. Oh, CT said that my last super chat come through. Let me see. Oh, there it is. My bad. I missed it, man. Round of applause, brother. I appreciate you. Oh, this is an interesting one. I like this. He says, and lastly, I don't want to hear another player talk about how much they love playing for Mike T. I've seen what players playing for coach looks like, and this ain't it. And that's the thing too, guys. That's the tricky part of this whole thing, right? Us as fans will view this and we'll spin it one or two ways. I'm always pretty fair right down the middle. Some of what you're seeing is player specific. It is. Philosophy is what you're seeing from the coaches. Y'all notice that I get on Mike Tomlin. I get on Terrell Austin about the defensive philosophy. What we choose to put on display in terms of how we line up, what coverages we're going to go with, what leverages and all that type of stuff, like playing off the ball. That's coaching. That is the defensive structure that they want the players to play within. Also, the flip side to that is the players. These players have to play their zones better. These players have to make better tackles. These players have to be better at what they do, because we have also seen times where the same philosophy has worked, right? And some of it is you gotta change with the times, or you can't be so stubborn and stay with something if it's not working. But I do believe there's a marriage there. It's players not performing as well as coaches could do a better job with the game plan. And that's where I'm at with it. That's just where I'm at with it. Because there's nothing to say that even if we change the way we approach the defense, ain't nothing that's going to say that we're going to get better results from some of these guys. I just feel like, dog, instead of just sitting back in that soft coverage, just, dog, put balls to the wall and just, play more man than zone, right? You still mix it in, but on the weighty downs, as they say, get up in their face and make them earn it. And if they beat you, they beat you. I would rather see that than to see where the first down marker can be attained before they even hike the ball. That's my beef. As far as everything else, I can't speak on because I'm not in the locker room. I don't know these coaches. But I can only speak on what I see. But that's what I got. That's what I got. Nathan Manco says, before I go to bed, we need a safety at the trade deadline and the draft. I would say you probably wait for the draft on that. I mean, you're going to use guys like Jabril Peppers a little bit more now. I think if they go trade for anything, I wouldn't be opposed to getting another receiver in there. Now, guys, I did not want to go this long, man. Y'all got me. It's 40 minutes now. I did not want to go this long, but yeah, me too, Master Music. I'm just fed up of what we're seeing, right? I'm fed up of watching the Swiss cheese at times. Listen, it's the NFL. Teams are going to score against you. I understand that. But what happened? You know what I mean? We gave up the first touchdown and we looking a little Swiss cheese like, and then we kind of buckled down. And then in the second half, it was like, I don't know what changed, but it's like the Packers made a few adjustments, and I feel like we should have been able to match whatever they were doing to at least not allow the lead to balloon the way it did. That's what's disappointing. So many splash plays that we were giving up. Like, it's crazy, man. It's pure crazy. Yeah, exactly, Leonard Green. It's like the first down is already there before they go hut. Because and how long have we seen this? We'll have one corner play up and the others play off, and then even the guy who's playing up just bails and runs. We constantly give up inside leverage. I do not understand it. And then tonight, Jordan Love and them threw right into the space. There was times where they was hitting us in the middle, but then there was times that we were off the ball so far, they just throwing a quick, whoop, whoop, quick little toss to the flat route, quick screen to the flat route, out in the flats. And it works because there's nobody there. And there's no trash that you got to work through because we off the ball 12 yards. Yeah. But shout outs to the Packers, man. They did what they had to do. Again, the Steelers are a mediocre team right now, guys. And I say that because, listen, I do think that our offense will score, right? We just played a nice defense tonight, and we got some teams that we're going to face. I think the offense is capable of scoring and putting up points. Is the defense that I don't trust right now. And it looks like this AFC North going to be won by a margin of 9-8. Somebody might win the AFC North with a 9-8 record. Hey, they might win it with a 8-9 record. That's what it's looking like right now. And if you ask me, the Bengals currently have the jump on everybody else because they have the 2 divisional wins. We are 1-1 right now. So the Steelers are going to have to find a way to keep winning, or they're going to have to win all the divisional games from here on out. And what's that, 5 more games? No, 4 more games. So that would put you at 8 wins. And maybe they squeeze out another win somewhere. But, yeah, man. Yeah. It's going to be something like that, like 8-9. That might win this division. So that's crazy. But all right, guys, I'm going to get out of here, man. I didn't mean to rock so long, but listen. It is what it is. They lost another one. We'll come back on Tuesday. We'll analyze it a bit further. And we'll look forward to the next opponent, which I believe is the Indianapolis Colts, which is they're on a tear. Yeah, the Daniel Jones-led Indianapolis Colts and the Jonathan Taylor rushing attack and that defense led by my man Zaire Franklin. Solid. We're going to see. Then we got the Chargers on the road. Yeah, man. But all right, man, y'all be good. Listen, hey, if you like what you saw here tonight, show your love by hitting the subscribe button. I don't know why my little button ain't working, but who cares? Let's keep it moving. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, but more importantly, man, hit the like button. Hit the like button if you like the video, please. That helps me just as much as the Wonder Bread, and I thank all of y'all for the Wonder Bread, but the like button, exposure, helps me as well. And outside of that, man, make sure you turn on your notifications so you know when these videos are up and running. Other than that, I shall see you guys on Tuesday unless something crazy happens. Hey, as far as my son's team, the 11, 12-year-old team, we did make the playoffs. I think I told you guys on Tuesday. So again, this week, Terrible Towel Tuesday will be at 9 instead of 8. And hopefully that'll be 2 more weeks, because if we win this game, we go to the championship. And I'm looking forward to that. We finished the season 6-2. We would like to finish it 8-2. And I'll tell you more about that on Tuesday. But outside of that, I'll see you guys on Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern time for Terrible Towel Tuesday. And until then, y'all know the routine. Stay safe, stay healthy. God bless. Good night. Before I go, anybody who may be watching that might be in the Caribbean, particularly Jamaica, or if you have family there, these right here, guys, put them hands together and please say a prayer for those people. Remember, I was supposed to be there. Y'all remember that I was supposed to be there tonight. I would have been giving y'all this recap from my phone, but we canceled the trip. So prayers up for the good folks, man, in Jamaica and anybody that's going to be catching the effects of Hurricane Melissa, man. May God bless them. All right, man, I'll catch you guys later. See y'all on Tuesday. Peace.